Lesson 2. Some personal letters. 1. Jan to FRIEDA'S parents. This was the letter that Jan wrote. Dear Professor and Mrs. Lang, I don't know whether this letter will come as a surprise to you, for I think you must have seen during the happy time I spent in your home last Christmas, how very fond I was of Frieda. We had worked together every day at Mr. PREPOSITIONS, and for some time now I have realized that the friendship and affection that I have always had for her had turned to love. I hardly dared to hope that Frieda felt the same way towards me, but last night I told her of my love and asked her to marry me, and to my great joy she said yes. I hope you will feel that she and I have known each other long enough to be quite sure in our own minds that we love each other and want, more than anything else in the world, to be married. It would make us both very happy to know that our engagement would have your approval and blessing, and so I am writing formally to ask for your consent. I realize that there is very little that I can offer Frieda materially. I have only a small private income on which to live until I qualify as a doctor, but Frieda is quite confident that under her careful management we can have a comfortable little home on it. For my part, I will devote my life to ensuring that she will be as happy as all my love can make her. My best wishes to you both. Yours sincerely, Jan Solsky. 2. Professor Lang to Jan. My dear Jan, my wife and I are both very happy at the thought that you and Frieda want to be married. Thank you for writing to us as you did. Let me say at once that we both gladly give our consent and blessing to your engagement. Though we have only met you once when you came here for a short time last Christmas, we all grew very fond of you during that time, and Frieda's letters home have been so full of you that we both feel as if we had known you for years. The dearest wish of us all is for Frieda's happiness, and her letter to her mother today leaves us in no doubt about that or the cause of her happiness. Thank you, too, for being so frank about your financial position. I have no doubt that life will not be easy at first for Frieda and you, and it may be difficult at times to make ends meet on your small income. But when love is there, the struggle will only draw you closer together. I believe the English have a saying, when poverty comes in at the door, love flies out at the window. Don't believe it. When my wife and I were married, my income was probably smaller than yours and we have never been rich, but I know, beyond any doubt, that English saying is not true, and I am sure you will find the same. We are all longing to see you both soon, and that may be earlier than you think, but I'm leaving that news to my wife who is writing today to Frieda, so I will merely say now, congratulations and bless you both. Yours sincerely, Johann Lang. 3. Mrs. Lang to Frieda. My darling Frieda, your letter to me and Jan's to your father have made us both very happy. There is no one we would rather have for a son-in-law than Jan, and we are both delighted to welcome to our family someone of whom we are both so fond, and I am sure this is one occasion when the old saying about not losing a daughter but gaining a son is the simple truth. Our hope and prayer is that you may both continue through life always as happy as you are now. We are all longing to see you both again soon, and now comes my great news. Today your father received an invitation to come to Oxbridge University for a year to give a course of lectures on philosophy. He is going to accept the offer, and we shall all of us be coming to stay in England. A house will be provided for us in Oxbridge, and we are hoping you will be married from there and that we shall meet your friends Mr. and Mrs. Priestley, Lucille, Aleph, Pedro and Hob. Need I tell you that Hob is the one that Hans and Peter are most wanting to meet? Gretchen and Ruth are hoping that you will want them to be bridesmaids at your wedding and are already planning the dresses that they will wear. You must take me to Harridge's and help me to choose my dress and hat for the wedding, and Jan and Pedro must take your father firmly in hand and get him to go with them to that place in London where you can hire clothes and arrange for him to be fitted for a morning coat and top hat. Otherwise he will turn up at the wedding to give you away in his old tweed jacket and gardening trousers. Isn't everything wonderful? I can hardly wait for the day when we shall all be together again. God bless you both, my dear. All my love, Mother. Verb study. 2. Come. In this lesson there are several sentences with come. For example, this letter will come as a surprise. You came here last Christmas. When poverty comes in, now comes my great news, an invitation to come to Oxbridge. We shall be coming to stay in England. There are many phrasal verbs formed with come. Here are some examples. I came across, equals met accidentally. Joe Smith yesterday. I hadn't seen him for 10 years. How did you come by, equals obtain. This book I came across, equals found it in a second-hand bookshop. I knocked at the door and he cried, come in. Don't throw those small pieces of cloth away, they'll probably come in useful, equals be of use, someday. What day does that magazine come out? It comes out, equals is published, every Wednesday. When does he come of age, equals reach the age of 21, come away from that machine or you may get hurt. Hob didn't come down, equals come downstairs, for breakfast until 10 o'clock. My shoelaces come undone. Prepositions. 1. Prepositions are used with nouns or pronouns to make a phrase. This phrase, a prepositional phrase, sometimes does the work of an adverb. For example, he stood behind me. Place, I saw him at 6 o'clock. Time, he came on foot. Manner, she died of a fever. Cause, or it may do the work of an adjective, that is by telling more about a noun. For example, he bought a coat with a fur collar. The girl with fair hair is Frieda's sister. She wore a dress of silk. Many prepositions are also used as adverbs. For example, she put the books in the bookcase. Preposition, come in and rest. Adverb, the garage is behind the house. Preposition, the carriage approached. There were motorcyclists in front and cars behind. Adverb, she walked round the garden. Preposition, go in and look round. Adverb, the kitten ran up the ladder. Preposition, the price of butter has gone up. Where the word is a preposition, it is used with, and followed by, a noun or pronoun and makes a phrase. In the bookcase, behind the house, round the garden, up the ladder. When it is an adverb, it is used with the verb and is not followed by a noun. Come in, we're behind, look round, gone up. In the exercise on page 181 and the exercises in the teacher's book, pages 95-6, where you are asked to put in the prepositions, the word preposition stands for preposition or adverb. Prepositions mainly express time, for example after, before, since, till, etc., or place, for example above, across, over, towards, under, etc., but they express many other ideas, and though an attempt has been made in the lessons that follow, it is almost impossible to give their meanings, and though I state that an, for example, expresses position in such a sentence as, he lives in London, that by expresses time and he travelled by night, or that from expresses cause and she is suffering from a bad headache, these ideas are expressed not really by the preposition but by the prepositional phrases in which they are used. In London, by night, from a bad headache. So the simplest and by far the best way is to learn them by examples, in the lessons that follow, and in the further examples and exercises in the teacher's book, examples of the various uses of the most usual prepositions will be given. Exercises. 1. Word study. Use the following in sentences: whether, also whether, fond, hardly. How does this differ from hard? Approval. What is the corresponding verb? Formally. Confident. Use also confidence and confidential. Devote. Also devotion. Insure. Also insure. Assure. Insurance. Assurance. Frank. Is this the same as frank? Congratulations. Invitation. Use also invite. A course of lectures. Use also of course. In the course of. A race course. Bridesmaid. Also bride. Bridegroom. Hire. What is hire? Purchase. Tweed. What is it? How did it get its name? To turn up. Idiomatic. 2. Give the opposites of the following and use each opposite in a sentence: approval, blessing, consent, income, doubt. Noun. Poverty, comfortable, careful, sincere, formal, close together, friendship. 3. Explain or express in another way. 1. I hardly dared to hope. 2. There is very little that I can offer Frieda materially. 3. Her letter leaves us in no doubt. 4. We know beyond all doubt. 5. Thank you for being so frank about your financial position. 6. It may be difficult to make ends meet. 7. We are all longing to see you. 8. When poverty comes in at the door, love flies out at the window. 9. You must take your father firmly in hand. 10. To my great joy. 4. Use in sentences of your own: come down, come up, come in, come out, come by, come away, come in useful, come of age. 5. Composition exercises. Write a composition or short story having for its title one of the following: it will come in useful, the coming of age party, all things come to him who waits. Proverb. If you are a girl, write A. The letter that Frieda might have written to her mother. B. A letter to Frieda from a girlfriend who has just heard about her engagement. If you are a man, write A. The letter that Frieda's father might have written to her. B. A letter from a man friend congratulating Jan on his engagement.
Subscribe.